settled on an interesting first game in the Club World Cup. It's not the first time we've seen what this Club World Cup competition can throw at you, from the lack of fans to the individual player walkouts. It's been interesting so far, to say the least. One thing that has come to a surprise to some people, not a surprise to other people, is Liam Delap and what he has already shown he is capable of in the few minutes that he's put on display for Chelsea so far. Chelsea, of course, coming away with a 2-0 victory over LAFC. Many will sort of argue that we should have scored more. We probably should have. We had a great chance late on from Pedro Neto, who had a fantastic game, by the way. Other players, not so much. In terms of the table, obviously we know if we win, we face second place in Group C. If we come second, we face first place of Group C. So it's either Bayern Munich or Benfica, I think. I'm fairly sure that that is the case. Either way, we are now joint first place, level on points, level on goal difference, but because of yellow cards after that referee's shambolic performance, many would argue, Chelsea are subsequently in second place. But back to the game and back to the performances, I think it's only right that we go through some of the individual player performances, starting with the substitutes. And we had 6 substitutes. I think someone clarified to me that it was because of a concussion injury. I think that's that one where James got booked, and then there was a bit of a time delay of what was going on. It wasn't the player that got injured, but it was someone else that went off. Regardless, Isugo and Nkunku barely had any time. Good to see Isugo, not so much Nkunku, but either way, they were not really players that had any sort of impact. Tyreek George had moments, came on in the 64th minute, but just couldn't really get into the game. Enzo Fernandez, though, however, came on in the second half and had the goal, or one of the goals, a pretty good goal. Practically walked it in, and that was down to the fact that it was such a good assist, such a very good assist from one Liam Delap, that he just put it on a plate for him. Very, very good distribution from Liam Delap. Found himself in a great position, and I think whilst many people would stress that they would have liked to have seen a goal from Liam Delap, and we've seen the memes of, oh, we're already a game without a goal for Liam Delap, but the assist itself is promising. The assist itself is a great indicator that amongst the rest of the game as well, his fluidity with the game, his passage of play, his strength both on and off the ball. Yeah, he was a little bit excitable in moments, giving away a free kick in the box. It was clearly a dive, and it was quite evident that the defender that was trying to close him down was intimidated, and that is something that I think we could really use is an attacker, is a striker, a number 9, no less, that is intimidating. Not saying that Jackson isn't intimidating, but I don't think, whilst Jackson does have strength, he does have a presence. Already yesterday I saw attributes from Liam Delap that I haven't necessarily seen from Jackson. Now, on the other side of that, Jackson obviously came off for Liam Delap, and was very unhappy. He looked very unhappy, at least on the face of it, he looked unhappy. I thought Jackson had a very good game. I think there were many instances where again, much like Delap, the fluidity on the ball, the first time touches, even that one where he was practically on his arse and managed to swivel and get the shot off, albeit it didn't go in. It was a fantastic opportunity. So in my eyes, listen, Jackson had a very, very good game, and I think he sees Liam Delap now coming in as a direct competitor to his position, it's worked. At least in the first minutes that we've seen so far, right? I don't want to go overboard, and I know the title and everything would suggest, Harry, you're going a little overboard here, son. I think that Jackson has clearly shown already in this opening game, in this competition alone, that there is definitely some sort of not intimidation, but there's certainly that sort of like, he's coming, he's chasing you. And so hopefully Jackson can see that. If we don't end up getting another striker, maybe this will be a catalyst to see the best out of Nicholas Jackson next season, maybe going into the winter window once again, where we ultimately look for another striker. Now, AFCON 2025, I think it will be, is happening. There is an African Cup of Nations or Africa Cup of Nations happening this year. So Liam Delap, if he isn't our first team striker come the December, the Christmas time, when Jackson does go, we. Again, I can't stress this enough. Right on the cusp, we are on the and again, I don't want to get too excited, because obviously we've seen players, we've seen instances, we've seen Mudryk, we've seen Nkunku, we've seen so many players in the past in pre-season showcase talents that you think this is going to go well, this is going to go really well, and then it doesn't. That said, one thing I think that is doing the rounds at the moment is that Pedro Neto needs some respect on his name. I, for one, have been a big proponent, a big fan, a big supporter of Pedro Neto throughout his first season at Chelsea. And I'm glad to see many people who have been sort of talking shit about him and talking down on him and saying that he's a bit of a liability and he's not as good. Pedro Neto is currently one of our big game players. Big moment players, he's putting in shifts in games where otherwise people just absolutely wouldn't be seen. I think this coming season will be a big eye opener to a lot of people as to how good Pedro Neto is. Let's not forget, in his career, he's been very injury prone. He's missed moments. He's missed games in his career due to injury. And you've got to think, last season, I'm fairly sure, unless I'm mistaken, he didn't touch fucking wood. He didn't get injured, at least for not a while. I can't remember him being out. Unless I'm forgetting, but I don't think he was. I, for one, am excited. I know what I've seen last season in glimpses, in moments, in passages where I think Pedro Neto has been our best winger throughout last season. Speaking of wingers, Madueke, Jeezy, peeps. I've seen a lot of people dogpiling on Madueke after his performance against LAFC last night, and much like Liam Delap, I don't know if I've been calling him Liam Palmer. Liam Delap, I don't want to get too ahead of myself with that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself with how bad Madueke was yesterday. I just want to see more intensity from him, from Palmer, so on. All these players that love this nonchalant shit. Just play fucking ball, okay? Just play football. Stop trying to look like you don't care, all right? It doesn't work. You're not that good at the moment, both of you. Madueke, Palmer, I don't care what anyone says. Palmer has gone down the shitter as of late, and it's all gone down to the fact that he looks like he couldn't give a bollocks when he's playing football. This whole, I'm too cool, I'm too nonchalant right now. Fucking play football to the highest level that you can possibly do, and then maybe we might see a little bit better out of you. But as I've said, with the apology video to Enzo Maresca, it's a clean slate. Everyone gets one. Apart from Nkunku, you can fuck yourself. But everyone else, you can absolutely have a clean slate. And, it's the first game. It felt like a preseason game. I didn't want it to feel like a preseason game, but it was god-awful. It was very boring for the most part. Barely any fans there. Monday, 3 p.m. kickoff in local time. What do you expect? With that said, let me know your thoughts on the game, on the performances. What did you think about Liam Delap in his opening minutes for Chelsea Football Club? I thought it was very good. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Transfer Daily streams every weekday at 6, weekends at 3. I'll see you there. And don't forget, match day watch-alongs for every single match day during the Club World Cup. With that said, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.